Alright, hello people, and welcome back. It's a Friday and I'm not at work. Got the day off. Went and did a little bit of research on some of these top builds here that are currently, these two here are currently dominating these rifts. There are two main concepts that I got out of what I was seeing. And you know, maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't like it. I'm not sure. But the first concept is that the entire build. Sorry, my feet are uncomfortable. The entire build, number one, is based upon hoarding large, and I mean large, numbers of creatures all in one small area. And they basically go around an entire map and just lure creatures over there. Lure creatures over there, lure creatures over there. Basically not even bothering to attack or anything, just luring them over there with various ways that they've got to do it. And only after they've got a huge numbers of creatures do they start to do any of their main attack, which is the Death Nova. They completely ignore or run right through any map that doesn't have those large numbers of creatures. Which, okay, I suppose, you know, I could do a little bit more of that because my build, my Grim Sith, is also based upon, you know, trying to take out large numbers of creatures. So I could take away from that at least a little bit anyways. So that's number one. But number two, and this is the thing that really got me, which was that, you know, that build, that setup is really good against large numbers of creatures. How on earth are they killing the Rift Guardian? And the answer is they aren't. What they're doing is they are timing the arrival of the Rift Guardian with the 500 kill streak mark when the angels come down. And they try and have the angels come down right at that moment or right before the Rift Guardian comes out, and then it's the angels that kill the Rift Guardian. This build couldn't at all take out a Rift Guardian by itself. They've got to do it with those angels that come out. Okay, I mean, you know, that's the seasonal buff. That's how it works. I guess you can't really, I guess can't really call it cheating per se. It's not really cheating. I mean, that's part of the buff. You know, you get these bonuses, and I've used some of those bonuses myself. I just wouldn't have thought that those angels alone could take out a Rift Guardian at level 150, greater Rift level 150. The player doesn't do anything at all. It's just the angels. Now, don't get me wrong, they have to get to that point, you know, so they are doing massive amounts of damage. And they can basically put everything that they've got into doing that massive amounts of damage to massive numbers of creatures without having to worry about the Rift Guardian at the end. You know, and obviously you've got to time it right. You've got to make sure you keep that bonus along the way. But that's, you know, hey, it's I guess if it works, it works. There is a couple things that I can take away from it, and I actually have a couple ideas about that myself that I might try. I don't know if I'll necessarily copy their build, but there are some things about their build that I think I might want to try. that I think could work out pretty well. But before I do that, there are some things I am going to start trying. I will make more of an effort to try to herd creatures together. They also don't, they don't do too much with the pylons. Do they even have that one? This one doesn't even have, this build doesn't even have shrines and pylons spawn an enemy. Because if they're at a pylon and they spawn a champion, I mean, what can they do with it? They can't do anything with it, because this build alone can't take out a champion, because they need the large numbers of creatures to be able to take out those enemies, so those champions. So I guess they're not even bothering with that. Although they do have Flavor of Time. The Pain Enhancer. I might have a way to be able to use that Pain Enhancer. I didn't like it because I had to give up the Bane of the Trapped. Not only with the Bane of the Trapped, not only would I lose that 6.8% damage, but also giving up that aura. That aura, the movement speed of enemies is reduced within 50 yards by 30%. That really helps me with my Crispin Sentence. Everything within 15 yards is going to be getting an extra 100% damage. Without that Bane of the Trapped, I lose that. And so I'm losing that 100% damage from Crispin Sentence, unless if they get frozen from my Frostburn or from my Land of the Dead, or now with this chance to immobilize. But all the rest of them are not going to be taking that 100% damage. But one of the things I did think about was this Aura of Frailty here. I have liked having this aura on because I just have it and it's there. I never have to think about it. And most of the enemies that I encounter are going to be within 15 yards anyways. So I don't ever have to worry about it. But maybe instead of having the aura, it might actually be better if I have an actual curse that I have to actually cast. For one, maybe the most important reason is it could help me to keep the kill streak going now that I don't have my Firewalkers. My Firewalkers was the main way for me to keep the kill streak going. Now that I'm not wearing them, I've been losing the kill streak a lot more often. But if I have an actual curse that I cast, that could allow me to tag monsters far away to keep that kill streak going. Also, one of these, this one right here is one that I never hardly use. 1% damage bonus for each enemy affected by one of my curses. I could possibly give this up. This gives me 40 extra essence, which probably amounts to about a 3 points, 40%, probably about a 10 to 12% increase to my damage. But if I've got 30 enemies in the area and I've got this on, then that might be a 30% increase to my damage versus this overwhelming essence. Maybe I could even think of giving up this. But the other thing is that there are some curses that slow down movement speed, which means I could potentially give up that Bane of the Trapped. There's 3 different types of curses, and not only that, but this is just the aura makes it just a basic curse, whereas I could potentially gain some other effects. For my minions, okay, so doesn't look like there are any better frailty curses. So this would, I guess it's 10%. In some ways that's actually better because that increases my toughness. But now they'll die at 18%. I'll have them all cursed. But there are other curses as well. Some that might be even better. Alright, what about Leech? They heal for 2% total health. Cursed enemies heal the attack for 2%. Spreads curses. Life regeneration. Potion cooldown. %200 of my life per kill. You know, this one might be good. Cursed ground. 1% of my maximum life. So now this one here slows enemies. But I don't know if I'd want to do that. I don't know if I'd want to slow them down. I want them to come to me. Cooldown time. See, this one might be good. So no longer reduces. Oh no, I kind of want to reduce their movement speed at least a little bit.
Evil does not rest. Neither should we.
I don't know. I might just try this one for now. Let's try that. There's actually a couple ideas I'm going to be trying now. So let's switch this to Land of the Dead. And we're going to switch this one to this Early Grave. Okay, so, and that also might help at least a little bit maybe with this. Okay, let's also try switching. Uh, 15% to Grimsith. 9% for everything. 10%, maybe 12%, something like that. Still have to think about killing the Rift Guardian at the end. Whether or not I'm going to be able to time mine. Let's just go with this one. Whether or not I'm going to be able to time my 500 point kill streak to the Rift Guardian, that I don't know. That'll be a little tricky for me anyways. The other thing I was thinking is that now that I've got such a major bonus to my armor, some of these things where I have bonus, like bonus to life, bonus to vitality, actually might be better off with a bonus to armor. I was thinking, I increase my life to try to increase that range below 21% to try and get my Shimizu to kick in, but maybe it's not really helping me all that much, because sure, I'm increasing the range of that life below 21%, but I'm also increasing the range of life above 21%. So I might actually be better off with just better resistance overall rather than trying to increase my life. I've already got the bonus to armor in this. Same thing with this one, right? Same thing with that one. Change this over to armor. My toughness went down, but that's because this hasn't kicked in yet. I was thinking of switching that over. This one doesn't have a bonus to armor. Well, Well, yeah. Guess I'll just start trying this setup for now. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anywhere else that I could improve necessarily. So, but maybe if I happen to come upon more of different items as I play on, maybe I can find some, you know, even something like this, if I could have switched out that vitality for armor, something like that. So the only reason why I think it might be better is just because, what about these? I could put red gems in here, right? Boost up my armor that way.
I cannot follow you if we just stand around.
So I would lose 1280 vitality, but I would gain or more, that much in armor. And that, I'm hoping, would help me to gain that critical hit more than what I get now. Let's give it a try. I got 144 toughness. I don't know what it was before, but you really can't judge it by this because this hasn't kicked in yet. So once this kicks in, and I've got an extra, who knows how much extra armor. That plus the herding thing, herding them all in, trying to really time the different effects. Oh, my guy. And then this. Try it. I think I'm gonna start just going at 105s, or I guess even 106. Trying to really just push as high as I can. Trying to be a little more patient. Running through areas that just don't look like they're going to give me what I need in terms of numbers of creatures. I got one keystone. I'll at least just give this one try.
Prove yourself worthy.
This is usually a good map. this even working?
My essence is too low.
Might need my unity back.
Give it more time. You ice corpse. Give it more time.
Forgot I need essence too.
Give it more time.
Your death nears.
Wow.
The night embraces you. That needs to be a jump.
All right, so I think the choice of this particular curse wasn't very good. Having to give up, I for some reason I was thinking I completely forgot that I also needed essence for it. I was thinking just the health. Well, when I cast my Singularity Mage, that used up all my essence, and then I can't even cast this. So. Let's leave the game and come back. Alright, I'm just gonna save this here, I think. Well, before I do that. What would be a better one? All of these are just no good. So now this one might be better. Cursed ground. I don't do anything with life per kill. Potion cooldown. Life regeneration, that's worthless. So cursed ground might be good. What does that cost? 10 essence. And this might be good too. Cooldown rate would help this. But the healing one might be nice also. Because my main healing comes from Grimsith right now. At moments when I am not attacking, I'm not getting any healing. So at least with this, I would be getting some healing every second for every enemy in the cursed area. The difficulty though is now I'm going to be losing my frailty, so my enemies won't be dying as fast. Alright, let me go get some keystones. I need this belt. And I need to change this to speed. Let's change this. Dainty's binding.
Are you strong enough to survive the trials?
Always wanted to fight some of these.
Be a little careful. I gotta make sure have at least one enemy cursed.
All must serve a cycle.
Or maybe just realized something. This leech doesn't actually curse enemies, does it? curses the ground. So it'll be 40% damage reduction. Try this one. I don't really want to slow them down, at least not at this point. Maybe later if I get rid of that Bane of the Trapped. Let's just try this, because if the enemies aren't cursed, then not only am I not gaining this damage reduction, but my Traugulis is not kicking in. So I think that leech is not a great choice.
Your death nears.
Wish I had a little icon popped up. Big guy. Did that count towards it? I don't know if that affecting a curse even count towards it. I'm not even sure. See, a curse doesn't do it. Damn. Applying a curse doesn't count as an attack. Well,
I return to town.
A fine battle.
I wonder if maybe I just have to target the enemy for that kill streak to keep going.
I grow weak. Do not fear the end.
Well,
Decay and rot. death nears.
Well, so we can't keep the kill streak going. At least not with this curse. But it'd still be 40%
Want to
damage
find
reduction.
more gold out there? Bring a thief with you next time.
I mean, that might make it worth it. Let's give this another try. Oops. Don't forget, put these things back. This back to stun. Is that all I changed? I think so. Oh no. Just back to Frostburn. Alright, here we go. Give it a try. I guess probably not a good idea to empower at this point. Until I've gotten some of the bugs worked out.
Are you strong enough to
You
survive
know, this is
the
a
trials?
It's a dead end. Get out of my way. Can't get by. I think that's the kind of map that they would have just skipped altogether. There goes my bonus. Ugh. I didn't have that thingy out. Ugh. Gotta make sure I have at least one enemy per. Well, keep on.
abide you no longer.
Where's the elite?
Give it more time.
This world can abide you no longer. No wounds are deep.
I'm missing it. Down there, that's right. Saw that coming, I couldn't do anything about it.
Could we find more like that?
This world can abide you no longer.
Give it more time.
My wounds are deep.
Give it more time.
Oh! Damn.
Won't go down easily.
Your death nears.
Well,
To go back.
I'm not so sure. Not so sure about this. The whole point of changing this to frailty, or at least part of it, was to keep that kill streak going. But apparently, tagging them with or hitting them with a curse doesn't keep that kill streak going. And I do find myself getting confused on my keys a lot. Let me reread that. 1% damage bonus for every enemy affected by one of my curses. You would think. Alright, I will be right back.